Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we're going to be performing a pretty interesting test with an air rifle. We're going to determine how far an air rifle can kill. Now granted, there's a lot of different air rifles out there. There's a lot of different calibers, power factors, things like that you can get. This is an Airforce Airguns Texan. I got this one through Airgun Depot. Great bunch of guys over there. This is my personal hunting rig. I use this to hunt coyotes and all kind of worthless critters. We've got a little bit of rain rolling in on us today, but that's not going to stop us because we're not made out of sugar. We won't melt. What we're going to do is we're going to use the old Army standard of a 3/4 inch pine baffle board. And guys, we've done this test a ton of different times. If you go back through and look at some of our older videos, we've tested 22, 9mm, 45, several other calibers. So we've actually even done a bow and arrow. We did the arrow test to see how far an arrow could be lethal. That was kind of fun. So we thought an air rifle would be a really fun thing to add into this equation. We've done some ballistics gel testing and other work with the Texan, this exact rifle, and it actually performed quite well, okay? This thing is not a toy. This is a very deadly firearm. It'll certainly, not really a firearm, but very deadly air rifle. And this thing will certainly sling a pill with some lethal force. So we're gonna be shooting some hunter specialty. These are 350 grain flat point cast bullets. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot a baseline, 100 yards. I've got a brand new, fresh 3/4 inch pine baffle board. This should be pretty easy. And then we're gonna keep backing up at further distances, and we're gonna shoot this same exact board from varying distances to see, if this bullet will pierce the board. According to the old Army standard, if the pine baffle board is completely penetrated, then that bullet or that shot could cause a potentially lethal wound. So that's what we're gonna use as a basis for our test. All right, so I'm just gonna start. We're gonna run it off the bottle just so we keep each shot consistent. I've opted for a Vortex Viper PST. This is my 40-16 by 50. And it's raining, but you know what? We don't care. Let's go ahead and sling this one in at 100. This should be pretty easy. I'm gonna put it right in the center. All right, nice clean hole right in the center there. We're gonna go down and have a look. I think we can pretty much determine that this powerful joker here will definitely pierce that pine baffle board at that distance. We're gonna mark our shot. Before I even bother showing you the result of that shot, because I know it went right through it, I'm not gonna bore you with the details. We're gonna push that baffle board out to 200, and we're gonna lob one in at 2, and then we'll compare the results, and then we'll push it out a little further. Let's do it. We've got the baffle board out at 200 yards. We're gonna go ahead and launch it. We've doubled down, same bullet, same gun, same everything. We're trying to keep it very consistent. The rain's picked up a little bit, but that's fine. Interesting thing about not only this Vortex optic, but this Texan as well, is the way they're constructed. They are weather sealed, so you ain't got to worry about any type of moisture really causing any kind of issues. These are aluminum extrusions they use to make these out of, so you ain't got to worry about corrosion, which is awesome. And I went ahead and Duracoated it because there are some metal components on the Texan that are exposed, and they will rust if they're exposed to moisture. So I opted to go ahead and Duracoat it. And this is my hunting rig, so you know what? If it's gonna melt in the rain, I don't want it. All right, 200 yards. I'm gonna shut up now and shoot. Let's see what we got. I'm just gonna cheat it a little high. I don't really know where to go here, but we're gonna try it. Just low. One more for the road. Just under it. Look at that, grazed the dirt up all over it. That bullet drops so much at 200 yards. And the thing you have to think about, especially with a 45, the reason that I chose a 45 is because I wanted a gun that would have a very inefficient ballistic coefficient. I wanted something that would drop more so that we really had to dope this thing out and figure where it was hitting. I think that was a hit, but I tell you what, just for good measure, I'm gonna go ahead and plug one more down there. And I tell you what, while we're here, I'm gonna take a shot at that 250-yard gong just for fun, and then we're gonna move our baffle board back to 300 and lob this guy in. So let me just, I'm gonna put one more on the board just to make sure we're good. Can you see it? All right. Huh?
I think there's a hole in it. I just couldn't see it. That last one connect.
That's okay. I'm going to put one more shot just to make sure that we're good at longer range here.
Yeah, that put a big old hole.
Oh yeah, that whopped it. Okay guys, one shot at 250 just because we can. Now hearing that board getting shot is impressive and everything, but I want you to hear a steel gong get hit at 250 yards with this slow moving 45 slug. I think I can hit it on the first try here. Ready? There it is. All right, we got our pine baffle board out to 300 yards, 3/4 inch pine baffle. Same gun, same load. Let's go ahead and see if we can launch one in there. It's a long dang way for an air gun, especially with this heavy pill, but we're gonna give her a try. I think that was a connection, but we're gonna shoot one more time. The way that sounded, since we got dirt nearby all around it, there's a dirt berm down there, that definitely was not a thud, that was definitely a whack. One more, and then we're gonna go down there and mark our board, and then we're gonna move back to 440, and we're gonna see, that's a long way to launch this thing in, but we're gonna try it at longer range. All right, let's go for it here. That's it. 300 yards with an air gun. First try. Good deal. All right, we're gonna bump up the hill here, get to the other bench where we can see that same target from longer range. I'm gonna mark my targets. Let's go ahead and push this out further range. All right, we've moved back to 440. We've got the same 3/4 inch pine baffle board back there, posted way back there. We were talking about it a little bit earlier, and as far as I know, this is the furthest that this gun has ever been fired, period. So I don't want to use the term world record or anything like that, but for our knowledge, this is the furthest anybody's ever shot the Texan and actually connected with something. So we're gonna try to plug one in and just see what happens. I've only got like maybe 7 or 8 shots left on this bottle, so no pressure. All right. No pressure. In the rain, train blaring, low on air. What could possibly go wrong? Remember, it's traveling really slow. Tell you what, I'm gonna aim a little lower and see if we can get a splash in the dirt. Oh! Okay. I know where to aim. I know where to aim.
Yeah, that one was 2 feet in front of the target.
Dude, holy crap. I'm using the bottom of the duplex all the way at the bottom of the reticle. It's maxed out.
Okay.
All right, dude, we literally have like 4 opportunities to make this shot. I can do it. I can do it. Ready?
Send it. You were left on the berm. You were left.
Good elevation?
Elevation was a titch high, and you were left probably a good like 4 inches of the board, 8 inches off center, maybe more. You see the stand for the gong?
Yeah.
You're probably 3 inches to the left of that leftmost leg. Right in front of it. Left to right was perfect. You were probably
10-4. No pressure, 2 rounds left. Took us enough time to figure out where to aim.
Oh, that was way.
Got it.
Oh, did you?
Got it.
I saw a splash in the
Dude, I totally hit it. All right, one more round. One round to rule them all. This is the equivalent of shooting 308 like 1,400 yards or something. No pressure at all. Raining. All right, listen to this time of flight, guys. Here we go. Last round. There it is. 2 shots on the 440. Guys, that's insane. I mean, that's a long way to send an air gun round. It took me a whole box of ammo to figure out where that thing was hitting, but I think we got 2 rounds to connect. I'm very excited to see what the results are. Let's pack up and go down there and have a look. That was pretty insane. I'm literally using the bottom of the duplex all the way at the bottom of the scope reticle, and I'm having to cheat that halfway up. Like literally, I've got the board out of the sight of the reticle. I'm having to kind of just guesstimate, and I'm just cheating the wind a little bit, and I lobbed those last 2 right in. I mean, once I knew where to aim, this Texan delivered the goods and put it right in there. You know, they use Lothar Walther barrels in this gun, so very, very consistent. I'm very impressed with the consistency. So let's go down there and have a look, see what happened. All right, boys and girls, well, this goes to show you that you don't mess around with a lead solid. This is a lead solid that I found just laying right here near the berm, and this is one that we launched from 440. It penetrated our test medium, which was a 3/4 inch pine baffle, went through another 3/4 inch baffle. Now granted, this one's a little old, but it did penetrate that and then lodged itself right there in the berm. So that actually penetrated 1.5 inches, which means that, granted, if we could get the extra trajectory and if the round would actually stabilize, I'm confident that this bullet would kill at even longer distances. That's one of the things that we find with like the slow moving 45s, like if you're shooting black powder, like you're shooting a Springfield trapdoor, or you're shooting some type of Martini Henry, or anything that involves a large 45 slug moving nice and slow. Yes, they have a very elliptical trajectory, but they have to come to a stop eventually. They have to go somewhere. And once you figure out where that bullet's going, you can certainly get it to connect, and believe me, you do not want to get hit with this. So at 100 yards, we found that our 100-yard baseline test punched a nice clean hole. Our 200-yard test, nice clean hole. A couple of shots at 3, a couple of shots at 4. Actually, we connected 3 times at 400 yards. If you look at the back side of the board, you'll see that all of the exit holes look identical, which tells you that this round was definitely possessing the energy that it needed to deliver the goods, and by Army standards, deliver a lethal wound. Now granted, it's kind of an older standard, but it's a way that you can really kind of get an idea of what you're dealing with. And of course, they went through the backing that we had it leaned up against, and the exit holes are all nice and clean through that as well. So I think what we're probably going to do in a future video, we're going to revisit the How Far Will It Kill series, not only with other cartridges and other calibers, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build a stack of these boards. That way we can really see what's happening, how many they'll go through. This round might have penetrated 6 of these at 100 yards. So that is an incredible amount of penetration. I'm very, very happy with that. The Airforce Airguns Texan delivering the goods. That is my critter hunting gun. I love it. It is really one of my favorite air rifles that's out there. I mean, it's always delivered the goods. It always puts an animal down humanely. It's one of my go-to rifles when it comes to doing air gun hunting, and really any kind of hunting. I just like hunting with it in general. But the guys at Air Gun Depot have always done a good job taking care of me, making sure I'm kind of a newbie when it comes to air gun hunting and air guns in general. So they've been, doing a really good job of keeping me well versed and well educated. Their customer service over there is great. If you ever have any questions, I would always recommend giving them a ring. If you have any kind of concerns about air guns, they'll definitely point you in the right direction. That's what they did for me. But anyway, that's a really interesting test. That's the furthest range we have to shoot here at the farm. I can't shoot any further than 440 yards, actually 400 yards. So that's a long way for an air gun. That's, as far as I know, the furthest anybody's actually connected with something with the Texan. So we'll be revisiting this video with maybe some different air rifles. If you guys are interested, let me know. There's our result. Thanks for watching. The proof is kind of in the pudding. I mean, that's really all there is to it. There it is. Y'all have a good one.